Okay, so now that we're back from the land of the dead, we're just going to make a very quick trip back to the land of the Sacred Mountain because I forgot to get that mint earlier, and I'm hoping I can get it now. Otherwise, this is going to suck for me because I'm going to have to go back a long way in this game, but I have a feeling it's still going to be available. So I've still got the tinderbox, which I need. And I should be good to go once I just get to the top here. I'm pretty sure you can climb down the logic cliff too, because up till now we haven't actually manually climbed down. The first time the druid people not the druid people, sorry, the winged ones just kind of allowed it. Or just flew us down or something. But yeah, let's go into this little hole. Oh, you can see a little step there. We should be able to step down it. Okay, let's light up the little tinderbox. Where is he? Now, I think when we get over to here, there's a little hole. Now, you can actually see it on the recording a lot better than on my screen. Alexander crawls to the opening in the rock. The other classic with CRTs is you always had to wind up the old brightness, sometimes in games like this. The lighting in this part of the cave is better. Alexander extinguishes the candle's flame and places it back in its pack. Alright, hopefully this just doesn't result in us getting... The window in the rock is too small for Alexander to fit through. But we can pick the mint. Alexander takes a few leaves from the plant. As he does so, the strong smell of peppermint is released. Alright, so now, go back through the hole in the rock. Oh, great, now we have to light the tinderbox. Even though you can sort of see a thing on our screen, if you don't, I think he just breaks his legs because he falls over or something. Alright, excellent. Now we don't ever want to pick the nightshade, that's instant death, I'm pretty sure. Now while we're here, let's just consult the spell book and we'll see if we just need anything else to finish off our magic paint spell. So we've got the swamp ooze, we've got the black Styx water, and we've got the black horse feather. So no, we are good to go. Let's see, how do I get down the cliff without just cratering? Hopefully that works. Yep, excellent. Alright, looks like I dodged a bullet there. It also looks like the catacombs are still open, so I guess if you do miss something from the catacombs, you can kind of go back there and work your way back, I guess. The one thing I've learned that you can't go back to, though, is the Land of the Dead. If you miss something there or you stuff up, you know, you can't really stuff up because you either leave with the King and the Queen or you don't. So I guess you don't... Oh, actually, if you forget the Styx water, that's stuffing up, and you can leave with the King and the Queen. So yeah, you can't ever get back to the Land of the Dead, and that will definitely brick the game. So this game, while still kind of nice and linear in most places, is still terribly unforgiving in others. Alright. Back to the Isle of the Crown. Now looking at the time, we've been going for, well, nearly an hour I think again, but I'm not going to be mean on this one. We're going to finish the game in this part. It might end up being an hour and 20 minutes or an hour and 30, but I think people are going to rather that than me keep you in suspense for another week. Alright, so if you're watching at this point, thank you so much for watching, you know, nearly an hour in. But please continue to bear with me and watch the whole thing through. And that way it'll show me that you do like these longer playthroughs. It is easier for me definitely to break these up into shorter ones, but I figure that every time I do that, people seem to want it to kind of end and be a longer playthrough. So this will be the test. If you enjoy this, maybe this can be the longer format might kind of prevail from here on. All right, here we are. We're back in town. We need to get into the pawn shop and we need to get our paintbrush. The reason for that is we're just making some special paint, so we're going to need to paint it with the brush. However, there is one other thing I just remembered walking in here. See, this dude is kind of hanging out again. So the Vizier's genie is just sort of standing there. Now we can pull a bit of a stunt, and this is handy. There was that little bottle of potion we got from the Isle of Wonder, I think it was, which we haven't looked at yet. But if you look at it, this little bottle contains some sort of potion and bears a label saying, "Drink me." That's rather forward of it. Now the trick to this is if you drink it, you can do this anywhere on the mat, you pass out, appear to be dead, and then you wake up again. But might it be useful, let's just say if this genie guy is here, that if we pretend and play dead, he might report back to the Vizier and sort of say, hey, you don't need to worry about this guy anymore, and the heat might be off a little bit. The only thing I can't remember is if you've got to get the sequence right, and I'm just going to check this, of talking to the court jester first. So let's just see if the court jester's in here, and if he is, we'll have a chat, because we need to inform him that we're going to be breaking in, so he knows to expect us. Nope, he's not there. Okay. Dang. Alright. Let's go back. Let's put on a little bit of a show for the genie. Maybe after this, we might be lucky enough and the jester might be back. Oh, damn it, he's gone. Crap. Oh, I might have stuffed this up a little bit. It might be random. Let's just go back in, because it really does help. Ah, damn. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to have to restore this and come back to this point. So I will join you back in a few seconds in your time, and we will continue. Okay, so here we are back in the town. I had to restore all the way back to the Land of the Dead because that was the last save game I had. So I'm not going to make that mistake again. I've just saved it here. I'm just going to check if Jolo's in the bookstore before we go into the pawn shop. I just remember this being a sticking point when I last played this years ago. I might have to do the death stunt first and then go in here. So it looks like he's not there, so we'll try again in a minute. Okay, back into the pawn shop. Alright, so the guy's here now, which is great. So what we're going to do is we're just going to walk a little bit in. And then we're just going to get that little potion bottle. We're going to down it. Alexander suddenly gets a very sneaky idea. I just can't go on anymore. Without Casimir, I'd just rather not live. Prince Alex, no. It's true, the Vizier has beaten me. I give up. Poison is my last resort. I beg you, stop. I am no more. Oh, what a waste. The poor young fool. He's dead, dead. Wait until Abdul hears. He'll be so pleased. seconds later in the castle. I told you not to pop in like that. You can learn to knock like everyone else. Sorry, Master, I couldn't help myself. I have great news. Well, what is it? Prince Alexander is dead. He killed himself in despair over losing Casimir. Hee. What? Are you positive? That young man has proven to be most devious. I saw the whole thing myself, Master. He was really and truly quite dead. If what you say is true, it should be most convenient. You've spent enough time thinking of on that little irritant. We must start thinking about the wedding. Now notice this little thing here. Anything, Master. Ooh, I do love weddings. Well, we do want you to look your prettiest, don't we? Keyword prettiest. Now, Shamir Zal something. To the lamp with you. Prepare yourself as we discussed. So see, he goes into this kind of blue lamp. See, I thought it was that one next to it, the gold one earlier on in part 1. But luckily we did that because it's not the gold lamp, it's the bluey one. Alexander's heart lurches to life in his chest. Prince Alex, but you were? Sorry, friend. I was doing a little acting, I'm afraid. Ah, of course, the strange cloaked man. You are quite clever and a bit too exciting for an old man. Alright, so we're going to do one last trade. And that is a tinderbox. And we are going to score ourselves a paintbrush. Great. Alright, so now we have a couple of things to check. One is we need to trade our lamp for something that looks similar to our friend's lamp over in the castle. So what? Actually, I'm going to save it now because after that last little mistake, I don't want to spend the next 20 minutes going backwards. Just when you think you're confident with this game, that's when it bites you. So always save often. Especially this last bit, you've got to get the sequence just right. Because if you don't, it's not going to end well. Okay. Let's see if this guy's interested in our old lamp. Excuse me, peddler, but I have an old lamp that might interest you. Ah, an old lamp. And what a nice traditional design too. Take your pick of my new lamps. Now remember it was like a blue ornate thing, so it's like this one here. Ah, fine choice, my son. Here is your new lamp. Good day, and I thank you, sir. Good day. Drat, another dud. Okay. Now, we've got the lamp, that's good. So now, in theory, some random up there. Let's see if the court jester's in here. He should be. Unless I missed him earlier in the game, but I'm sure you have to speak to him twice. Dang. Okay, well, I may have missed him earlier, but we'll just make do with what we got. It should be fine. He knows us, and when you go into the castle, which is the next place we're going, we need to talk to him. So, I think as long as you had the initial conversation, you're all good. The other thing that kind of, I guess, baffled me a little bit with the plot in this game, and there's a bit of a hole, is that obviously the Vizier wants you gone and dead, and at the very least just kept away. I don't know why he didn't order his guards here to like imprison you if you just set foot on the castle grounds. They just ignore you. You can walk straight past them. Don't even look at you at all. Alright, so now, notice we've got this convenient kind of wall here. So we're going to save it, just in case I make a mistake. And at this point is where we use our magic paint. Now I'm pretty sure with this one with the feather that we obtained, we use that to stir it, so I think we could just enchant it straight up. But I could be wrong, because it says something about stirring it with a feather. Okay, so now the incantation comes after you've painted it. Right. So, we need to stir it with a feather. Alexander dips the large black feather into the teacup and stirs the contents gently. To his amazement, the jet black colour of the feather slowly drains from end to the tip into the teacup. The teacup mixture blackens and thickens to a paint-like consistency. Alexander carefully puts it away, discarding the drained feather. So now what we need to do, we need to paint this bad boy. To paint something, Alexander must first choose a location where he wants to paint. Okay. Let's paint it here. Feeling artistically inspired, Alexander decides to make use of the large blank castle wall. Ah, a doorway. Just what Alexander was thinking this wall needed. A bit of lateral thinking there. Alright. See, it's kind of funny. I guess it says make it real what I draw. So you have to be a bit kind of lateral thinking to think this is going to make itself into a doorway. With trepidation, Alexander gathers his strength for the enchantment of the painted door. Magic paint, black as ink, bring to life what I think. Make it real what I draw, according to this spoken law. Sweet. The spell worked. The door is magically solidified. It doesn't last long though, from what I remember. Eager to be inside the castle at last, Alexander opens the enchanted door and steps inside. Now this is a dangerous place, as you would imagine. The magic paint door fades back into the wall. So much for an easy exit. So, what we're going to do is we're going to do another save. Now you can see there's 3 doors along here. This is basically the basement, and these are dungeon doors. Now, ordinarily, if we get caught, we'll be thrown into the dungeon once. And if we're thrown in there, I think Jollo will let us out once, because we know Jollo now. However, there's a sort of side quest we can do. One of these will have a little spirit in it, of a little boy. And remember back to the land of the dead, there was a mother looking for her son. Now, if we find that little boy in one of these rooms, which I can never remember which one it's in, or maybe it's random, we can give him the handkerchief and he will go about his way. But he gives us a clue, as I recall. Ah, there he is. Mother, mother, where are you? So we can give him the handkerchief, which I think is that one. What's the matter, little boy? I'm lost, I can't find my mother. I don't know why she would just leave me here. I've been alone ever so long. You must be the son of the spirit I met in the realm of the dead. She gave me this handkerchief and asked me to tell you that she's waiting for you there. It's Mama's. It even smells like her. I can feel her now. I know where to go. Wait, before you go, is there anything you can tell me about the castle? I like to play in secret places. In the basement behind the Man of Steel is a door. Nobody except me knows it's there anymore. Farewell. Now, I'm not 100% sure you need to have that conversation to operate the suit of armor, or if you can just click on it randomly and it will just open. But maybe you do need that conversation. Maybe it's not a side quest. I'm not 100% sure. But what I am 100% sure of is I am going to save this game. Now the next thing we should do before we go to the suit of armor is we need to speak to Jollo. Now Jollo, if I recall correctly, resides on the other wing. So this door here is enchanted. We can't do anything with it yet. But over here, yeah, there's Jollo's little room. Unfortunately, he gets to live in the basement, which kind of sucks for him. Now, if you haven't met Jollo before, you are done at this point. He just calls the guards and you're thrown in the dungeon and that's it. But because we know him, we're all good. Prince Alexander, I can't believe it. How did you get into the castle? Well, actually, it's a little hard to explain. I bet you run a terrible risk being here. The castle's crawling with guard dogs, especially today. The Vizier will have your hide if he finds you. I know that, Jollo, but Casimir's been married today. What greater risk is there than that? Of course, you're right. Young love, I forget what heartburn it is. But what do you propose to do about it? I've got to try to see her. Maybe even stop the wedding. Is that all? And here I thought you would try something dangerous. Don't worry about me, friends. Just tell me, where is Casimir? As far as I know, she's still in her bedroom, upstairs. You'll never make it up there, though. The guard dogs are everywhere, and though they're very loyal to the crown... Oh, everywhere, and they're very loyal to the crown. Unfortunately, right now, the crown means Alzarid. If we had proof of something truly afoul, the guard dogs might listen. As it is, they're your enemies, not his. I understand. I had no lack of enemies since I got here. In fact, you'd almost think I wasn't welcome. There's probably good reason why so many wish to harm you. I believe the Vizier's genie has learned of your presence on the islands. Tell me about this genie. Yeah, no crap. Alzarid brought the genie with him when he came to this kingdom. It is seldom that the genie will take human life himself. Usually he is more of a trickster and spy, but that doesn't mean he isn't dangerous. In fact, he is quite powerful. If, for example, we could get the genie's lamp, then you can master the genie. Alzarid and all of our other problems will be solved. Is that merely wishful thinking, or do you have something in mind? Well, I admit I've often daydreamed about owning that lamp. My fingers are nimble enough, and I could probably find the chance to steal it. Unfortunately, the theft will be detected immediately, and I happen to prefer my neck attached to my body. If the theft were detected... Exactly, so I've also thought, if I had a replica of the genie's lamp, an exact replica, I might just be able to... Bah, where would we get a replica of the genie's lamp? Dreaming is pleasant, but I'm afraid it won't help you stop the wedding. But for Casimir's sake, I wish you luck. I'll be here if you think of anything I can do to help. Thanks, Jollo. Now, I think if we had met him in the bookstore in the interim, we would have had that conversation then, not now. Luckily, I kind of knew what to do anyway. So we can give him the lamp. I've been thinking about what you said about swapping a replica for the genie's lamp. I got this lamp from the old lamp seller in town. Do you think it will pass? Why yes, it's an exact replica. That's amazing. How did you guess? I suppose it was intuition. I have to wait for the right moment, mind you, but I should be able to get close enough to swap this for the real thing, and none shall be the wiser. Now you shall see Jollo's skill. I'm sure your hands are mightier than my sword, my clever friend. Hee. Go ahead and do as you've planned, and let me worry about swapping the lamp. If I accomplish the trickery, I'll manage to get the lamp to you somehow. Never fear. I have faith, Jollo. You're a true friend. Oh, shucks. I would do anything for the princess. Alright. So this is key to this. If we don't swap the lamp, we're in trouble because the Vizier will just use the genie against us. So definitely warranting a save here. It's going to be number 43. Man, we are trawling through this. Alright, we're up to about an hour and a half at this point. I hope everyone's still watching. Drop a comment down below if you like this sort of longer format, especially towards the end of the game. I'd probably never do a full playthrough of 3 or 4 hours long because no one's going to want to watch that. But if you sort of prefer this, when we get near the end, we extend it out a bit, let me know and I'll see how the video does and I'll see if that's a format that we move to. Alright, so Jollo's kind of wandering off. I think you see him up here with a door or something in a second. There we go. Now we can't go up there. That's the main hall of the palace, and we'll just get instantly killed. Now on this side, we've got to be very careful. That's the guard dog's break room. Whoops, I just clicked past it. I think it warns you about it. They can hear the dogs in there. See the statue? Remember the kid said something about the ghost? Alexander experiments with a suit of armour. He pushes down, then pulls up on the knight's right arm. A secret passage. So maybe you do need to actually free the little child. I've never tried it without doing it, but I kind of assumed you could just, you know, push and pull on it for a while and something would happen. Alright, now notice there's a hole in the wall here. Whenever there's a hole in the wall, and the little hint saying Alexander hears the sound of voices coming from nearby, we can look into it. Captain, I've been hearing rumours from the guards who've been watching the princess. They say lately she's been pounding on the door and begging to be let out. Ain't none of my business, sir, but news like that is upsetting the other dogs. Ain't no guard in the castle who would willingly keep the princess anywhere she don't want to be. Alzara claims that a foreign intruder is here to assassinate her. That's why she's got you kept under lock and key, right up until the wedding. Call me an old dog that can't learn new tricks, but I say the princess should be the one giving orders. Alzara has been in charge for months, what with the king's death and Casimir's mourning. Tonight, the wedding will seal it, and there's nothing we can do about it. Like him or not, he's our liege. Need I remind you of your oath to the crown? Aye, we've an oath. For the sake of the princess, we'd not be forgetting it. He'd just better treat her well. Speaking of the Vizier, what do you reckon he's keeping in that magical room of his? It's not a magic room, it's just the door he's enchanted somehow. I say he's still got the royal treasure in there, along with whatever else he's so eager to protect. Not even the court treasurer is allowed in there anymore. That's a bit of a key. I heard him in the hall the other day. He was speaking to that door. Black magic is what I say. I heard him say alley, but then the bay came up and started yapping at me. Okay, so alley. He heard alley. Enough. It is not our place to question the practice of our liege, no matter how strange. The wedding will be starting soon. Report to the throne room when you hear the music start. So there's a bit of a clue there. He says alley something. Alright. So let's make our way up these stairs. Alright. Phew, that was a climb. Alright, so now, definitely got to save it. Oops. I hate that it defaults to clicking on that. Alright. So now, that little chink of light coming through there is actually Casima's room. Now, I remember a while ago, I read something somewhere, this might have been the last time I played it, might have been before that. You could only talk to her after you'd done the next bit, but I can't remember why that was. I think maybe the wedding music starts if you talk to her like immediately. So I might be getting this wrong and I might have had to talk to her first, but for now we're just going to leave that and then we'll talk to her second. And we kind of follow this, oh, is it that brick there? Nope. Let's follow this around. There's a door or something. Ah, there we go. Alexander looks through the chink in the wall. So there's the vizier. There's the genie's little lamp too. Dear Shadrach, salutations from the Society of the Black Cloak, etc., etc. My long preparations are about to come to fruition. In a matter of minutes, I'll wed the lovely, Casima. Once I've established my power and my crown, I can stage another accident. The princess has proven infuriatingly stubborn, as you know. She's becoming a quite dangerous little thorn in my side. In a way, it's a shame I have to kill her. She is lovely and will be amusing to keep around, but I can't risk her talking treason to one of the guards. So far, I've managed to keep her locked away, but I can't continue that forever. Well, onto it now. I'll send her to you, but as you know, I had no luck in doing so with Mordak. I close in triumph, King Abdul Arazard. So he was the one that sent her to Mordak in the first place. And now, to see the final preparations, it's almost time for the wedding. Hee hee. Alright, so he's just written this very incriminating letter. The vizier's words fill Alexander with blazing anger and fear for Casima's life. That blackguard, that murderous swine, he'll not have his way if I have anything to do with it. Alright. So hopefully my voice can hold together for the rest of this. From what I remember, there's a door. Yep, there is. Let's go through the door. And this leads us into black cloaks. No, I think it's the closet. Alright. So I don't know if we have a time limit here, but I'm going to save it anyway. So this is not, unfortunately... Oh no, I'm not going to save over that because I'll need that if we're going to continue on. Let's just save it as one of these. Doesn't really matter now. 38 will do. Okay. At this point, we need to find some evidence. Now, we can't go into his room where he just wrote that letter. If we try that, we have to go out this door. But in his bedroom, surely there'll be something in here. So we notice there's a chest and there's this little container thing. So let's try the chest. The trunk is locked. Lucky for us, in the land of the dead, we got a skeleton key. Alexander inserts the skeleton key in the trunk's lock and turns it. He hears a click. Alexander opens the trunk. Alright, so what we've got in here, we've got some papers. Alexander picks up the most recent letter and examines it. The letter is addressed to Abdul Azarid from the wizard Shadrach. It reads, Greetings to a brother of the Black Cloak. I was sorry to hear of the great Mordak's death, though he was a bit of a ninny at chess. It seems plans for that little kingdom of yours are coming along. I must congratulate you on the handling of the king and queen. Isolating the island so that no protest could develop was another brilliant stroke. It looks like there's not much left to stand in your way. Do as I recommended with the girl, and you shall have your crown. That fiend. Now in this little box here, is there anything useful? Brush is old and small. Small amount of black ink. Alexander can read the piece of paper without taking it. Ah, inside the ebony box is a piece of paper with the word Zebu printed on it. Okay, so that enchanted door, remember the guard said he heard Ali, and now we've got Zebu. Interesting. Alright, that's all we can do here. Now let's get back to Casimir, and we can help her out just a little bit. So remember there's that hole in the wall that we can talk to her through. So we can't get into her room, but we can perhaps pass her something. And this is another thing I got stuck on reasonably early on when I played this game years ago. Because if you don't pass her this little something, I'm pretty sure you get killed at the end. Alright. Alexander hears the faint sound of a woman crying nearby. As I said, I'm pretty sure I got the timing right, because if you talk to her first, basically you get interrupted by the wedding starting. And if that happens, you don't have time to walk down here and find all the proof you need. Again, this game's brutal. If you don't have that skeleton key from the Land of the Dead, there's no way to go back and get it at this point, and you can't finish the game. Alexander peers through the chinks in the wall, trying to locate the source of the crying sounds. Alexander's palms begin to sweat and his heart to race. It's Casimir! He's found her! Psst! Princess Casimir! What? Who's there? It is I, Alexander. I'm here, behind this wall. My, how suave that sounds. Alexander? It really is you. I knew you were close by, but how did you get inside the castle walls? It is a long story and not important now. Did you get my ring? Oh yes, it has brought me such comfort, Alexander, to know you were close by and had not forgotten. But you shouldn't be here. You're only endangering yourself. I'm afraid I'm not the only one in danger. Princess, be brave. I have heard such vileness today, such evil. What is it? Alzarad, he is not what he appears. I've known that for years, Alexander, but with mother and father gone, I'm afraid there's no stopping him. But tell me what evil you speak. I have only been so afraid for my kingdom, not knowing what he plans. Okay. The kingdom is in trouble, but the real threat at the moment is to your safety, Princess. Alzarad has such plans. You don't want to wed Alzarad, do you? How can you ask? Of course not. If you do not wish to marry him, Casimir, you shall not, I promise you. But we must get you out of here now. You are not safe. But Abdul would tear the castle apart if I was to disappear from my room. You shall have to do what you can to delay his plans from your end. I can't just leave you here. Alexander, do not despair for me. I've been safe in this room for nearly 6 months now. Abdul can be in no hurry whatever he plans. After all, I am to be his bride, am I not? I've been planning too, you see. I believe I could escape if I only get a chance to lay my hands on a weapon. There might be an opportunity in the hustle of the wedding. But Shh. Just a moment more and then you must go. Let us not waste this time with words. Please, let me just look at you, dear Alexander. Alright, so you can spend that time gazing into each other's eyes, which is romantic but useless. Or she mentioned if she could just get her hands on a weapon. Now remember, you've got the dagger from rescuing the winged ones. Here, take this dagger. It's not much, but it might come in handy. Why, it's perfect. This is just the sort of thing I've been looking for. Thank you, Alexander. I'll keep it close and use it if I must. Don't know why she doesn't just fashion up a prison shank from something in her room, but who knows. Alexander looks with longing at the fair Casimir. She's even more beautiful than he remembered. Oh, someone's coming. The lock on Casimir's door rattles abruptly. Alexander, hurry, step away before they see you. Alright. Alexander hears scuffling and a woman's brief cry from the other side of the wall, then silence. So, we can't directly help Casimir right at this second. I don't know what we're up to, 48, whatever, who cares. But we have got a plan in motion here. She's got a dagger to help defend herself. Now, there's a few things we have to remember. One is that remember Alzara had said to the genie, go and prepare yourself to look beautiful or something. Now remember, the genie can take on whatever form he wants. There is nothing stopping him from taking on the form of Casimir herself, which is I think what happens. So we need to keep our wits about us here. Now the next thing is I think we can get out of here. Use the hand. There we go. Oof. I had me going there for a second. Okay. Now I think at this point we need to keep our wits about us. There should be an announcement, something like I can hear. Oh no, we've got to go in here first. That's what it was. Since the door on the west wall has no visible knob or handle, Alexander decides to try and open it with his voice. He composes his words carefully. Now remember this one, Ali, A-L-I, Zebu, Z-E-B-U. Listen, door, I'll have you open. Ali Zebu. It worked. Now this is important that we do this. It's definitely a score thing, but I think it might also screw up the ending if we get it wrong. Now notice there's stuff under a cloth. Don't need to worry about all this other junk. Alexander pulls the drapery aside, curious as to what might lie underneath. Aha. So, these are the treasures from the other isles that they each accused each other of stealing. So, the winged ones accused the druids accused the winged ones. I think the beast isle accused the wonder isle, and so on and so forth. But if we look here, the fleece made of gold. The fleece must belong to the winged ones, and they thought the Isle of Wonder had taken it. So we've got the stone. That must be the Isle of Wonder's singing stone. Didn't the queens think the beast had stolen it? On the table is a miniature oak tree. That must be the sacred miniature oak that the druids thought the winged ones stole. And lastly, the coat of arms. Beast said this coat of arms was stolen by the druids. This must be it. As Alexander looks at the objects on the table, he realizes the depths of the vizier's cunning. It must have been that the vizier, or an accomplice, who stole that one thing most precious to each island and then leaked rumours that one of the other islands was responsible. And that's what, because Casimir was saying about the lies to the ferryman. But what did the vizier have to gain by causing the islands to hate each other? Well, we covered that already by seeing the vizier in his study. Basically, he stopped any sort of coup against his reign, because they're too busy fighting each other to even notice him taking over. Quite cunning. Alright, so another quick save is in order. Just going to replace that one. The rest of this stuff in here is just the treasury. We don't need to worry about it. But by making this observation, this helps. I don't think we take the treasures or anything like that. We just leave them there. But this helps us explain... Oh, they're okay. Oh, I've just triple clicked over stuff, but that's all right. We're cranking it through with the time anyway. Basically, they just said, you hear the wedding music upstairs. Oh no, Casimir's about to be wed. All right, so now you hear footsteps coming from both sides. Sorry, I'm madly clicking here. So the only way to go is up. Now this is not a bad thing, because we need to go up here now anyway. And if we just wait, the guards are just going to capture us and that's it. As soon as the wedding bell starts, we have no opportunity whatsoever to get rescued. Alexander looks cautiously around the grand hall, but there are no guard dogs to be seen. So this is where we've got to be slick. The wedding music is coming from behind those two large doors. Alexander, like an idiot, just brazenly goes up to the door without any regard. Luckily, this works in his favour, because Saladin comes out, yeah. Prince Alexander, here, the vizier will have my head for allowing you within a mile of the royal wedding. Since you're of noble birth, I will give you 5 seconds to explain your presence here before killing you. I warn you, it had better be good. So we've got to show him evidence of the treachery. I'll make sure I get the right one. That's from the vizier's trunk. That's from Casimir. Okay, so we want the vizier's trunk one. Yeah, that's just the teacup. All right. So we need this, and we need to give it to him. Wait, if you love our princess, you'll hear me out. The vizier is not what he appears to be. Casimir is in terrible danger. I have proof that this is so. For your princess's sake, you must believe me. Let me see that. Saladin reads the letter. His sword points still against Alexander's throat. Alexander watches the guard dog's noble face darken with rage. This is treason. I'll have his throat. But how do you know this? But how do I know this letter is a forgery? You could have written this yourself. But I did not. Have you no doubts of your own about Alzarid? Don't you see? All he wants is the crown. Casimir has been coerced. We must stop the wedding. It is true. I have had my suspicions about the vizier, especially when King Califim and Queen Ilaria died. But I have seen Casimir with him several times. She appears to be quite happy, even enthusiastic. I don't believe she could love him if he were truly so wicked. Now, when she's seen him, remember she's been locked up for months, so it might have actually been the genie. I cannot believe for a moment that she loves that snake. A jilted lover would not believe it, but come, see for yourself. And again, Casimir is too, invested in the crown that she would never marry him willingly. Like, she'd probably take her own death before that. So this has to be the genie. The captain of the guard leads Alexander in the throne room, where a ceremony seems to be in progress. Alexander feels his blood run cold at the sight. I, Casimir, declare Abdul Azarid as my lawful and beloved husband and king of this realm. But Casimir, what are you saying? Do you still claim that the princess is being forced? Perhaps it is you that is the danger, as the vizier has said. Now, we've got to be able to do something, so I'm going to save it here really quickly because I can't remember what to do. Let's go 49. What have I got in my little bin board here that I can use? Maybe I've just got to yell out. Got the mint leaf. I can't remember if I used that yet or not. And the rest of this crap. Let's just yell out and see what happens. Casimir, stop! Prince Alexander here? This is an outrage. How dare you allow this traitor to get past you, Saladin, you stupid mutt. Can't you even keep the castle free of assassins during your own princess's wedding? Kill him now. Lord Azarid, with all due respect, you are not quite king yet, and this is a wedding ceremony, not an execution. What? How dare you contradict me, you flea-bitten mongrel? I gave you a direct order. Obey me or feel my wrath. Milady, I apologize for my behavior, but I am yours to command in all things. I wanted merely to hear your own wishes from your own lips. Tell me, what is it that you wish me to do with this young man, and I will obey. Look at the eyes. Why, Captain, you heard my dear Abdul. If he wishes this atrocious man's death, then I want nothing more than to see him get his wish. Obey thy liege now and always. As you wish, princess. Just as Saladin prepares to run Alexander through with his sword, a shout is heard from the direction of the grand hall. Hold, in the name of the true king. King Caliphim and Queen Ilaria burst into the throne room looking alive and well and full of wrath. Behind them, a line of supporters looked prepared to battle if necessary for their beloved royal couple. Casimir, darling, are you alright? Has he hurt you? Get your hands off her, you murderous goat. If I want your advice, I'll ask for it, mother. But Caliphim, that's not Casimir. I know my daughter anywhere. What have you done with our daughter, you devil? The lovely image of Casimir suddenly burst into smoke and was replaced by the vizier's genie. Why, you conniving serpent. Get him, guards. Saladin, your sword. Drat it all, you may have ruined my plans, but you won't get me or your precious Casimir. Get them, Shamir, I command you. He's getting away. Stop him. Yes, sire, as soon as I deal with this genie. Shamir, the vizier's genie, begins to throw balls of dazzling light at the guard dogs. Now, I think for this we use the peppermint. Maybe. Okay. So what we've got to do now is get the heck out of here and go after the vizier, I think. For some reason I thought Jolo came in at this point. Maybe not. Let's get after this blackguard. Oh man, how many stairs are there? At least you can't fall off these. From what I remember, we just end up on a landing up here. Casimir's tied up. Alexander, be careful. Azarad has a sword. Shut up, wench. Shamir, Shamil, get up here. Alright. How could you let him follow me? Well, there were guard dogs, master, and then... Never mind, just kill him. Kill him now. As you wish, master. Razzle dazzle, snap and snazzle. Okay, Jolo must make an appearance here. Here we go. Prince Alexander, I did it. I swapped the lamps. Here, quick, take it. Bless you, Jolo. I knew you could do it. Now get clear, friend. I love how he's got like time to form like a huge sentence. No argument there, my lord. Good luck. So he doesn't run it. Alright, now. I've got to very quickly get him in the lamp. Shamir, Shamal, hold your spells. I am your master now. I order you to go back into your lamp. What? How did you get my lamp? You thief! You ruined me! My lamp! Oh, thank Valhalla! I hated wording for that loathsome creature. I already feel his nastiness leaving me. How I've longed for a master like you. I've got a new master! I've got a new master! Alright, so he's about to pull a sword, I reckon. Oop, there goes the lamp. So you're a thief as well, Alexander. Stealing the lamp was very clever, I'll grant you that. But I am the master thief. Face my sword if you dare. The man left standing shall have the lamp. Alright, luckily there's just this sword randomly on the wall. In desperation, Alexander fixed upon the only weapon in sight. what do we use the peppermint for? Zounds, this sword must weigh a ton. Good, then you shall only fail sooner, my prince. Maybe the peppermint's used for the suboptimal thing. That's right, I'm just gonna... So the mouse would bite. This mouse shall bite, as you shall see, or should I say, soon feel. Ha! You can barely lift that sword, my prince. Better to lay it down now. I promise to dispatch you with little pain. A tempting offer, but I think I'll wait and see what this sword can do. Suit yourself. Alexander's arms start to tremble under the effort of wielding the huge sword. His muscles are nearing exhaustion. Ha! And so it ends. Not if I can help it, you murderer. Casimir thrusts the small dagger into Alzara's shoulder with all her might. Hey! You dare raise a finger to me, you'll regret that, princess. Nah, she won't. We'll just finish him off. So if you don't give her the dagger, you're in deep trouble. Casimir, are you alright? I'm fine, Alexander. I was just so afraid for you. There was no need to fear anymore, princess. Yes, I know. How can I ever repay you? For myself, for my kingdom. It was not in me to let harm come to you. Can you find it in you, princess, to give me more than your gratitude? Alexander, what are you saying? Yeah, what is he saying? I love you, Casimir. Would you ever consider, do you think you could marry me? Could you ever have doubted it, my prince? Growl, Oh, guards. Princess Casimir, are you well? I am quite well, thank you. Please take Abdul and put him in the dungeon. See to it that he gets a doctor. Yes, Majesty. Okay. Happy endings all around. One week later. Casimir and Alexander ask Captain Saladin to perform their wedding ceremony. Saladin is honoured to do so. On this historical day of great joy in the land of Green Isles, we witness the union of Casimir, beloved princess of this realm, and Alexander, Prince of Daventry. Do you, Prince Alexander of Daventry, take Princess Casimir to be your wife, to love and to cherish for as long as you both shall live? I do. And do you, Princess Casimir of the land of the Green Isles, take Prince Alexander to be your husband to love and cherish for as long as you both shall live? I do. Do you have a ring? I have Alexander's royal insignia ring. Very good. Please place the ring on Casimir's finger. Who gives this bride to be wed? Her mother and I willingly give our daughter's hand in wedlock. Who will speak for the groom? I will. Alexander's mother and I recognise his marriage to Princess Casimir with glad hearts and sanction this union. So there you've got his family there. Then, Alexander and Casimir, I now pronounce you man and wife. You may kiss the bride. And across the room you've got people from all the realms and isles. Hooray, hooray! Congratulations, my children. I have an important question for you both. Please hear me. Yes, sire? Alexander, I welcome you into our family with open arms. I place trust in Alzarad because I so badly wanted a son and a husband for my beloved daughter. I was wrong, but you are true and good, Alexander, and have proven yourself to all my people. Thank you, sire. Alara and I have been through much. Even though we have returned to our kingdom, I do not think we'll be able to reign again. Will you two consider the crown? I know as king and queen you can heal this small kingdom from all the damage that Alzarad has inflicted upon it. Oh, father. Why, I'm honoured. What do you think, Casimir? I love my homeland, Alexander. I would be happy to stay here and serve it all my days. Father, I believe I am needed here. Would you be very disappointed if... They're walking very slowly. Son, you must follow your destiny. I do believe the land of Green Isles needs you. You'll be a magnificent king, though dearly missed in Daventry. Then I accept. Oh my boy, what a man you've become and how I will miss you. Don't worry, Mother. With Shamir's powers, we'll be able to visit often. I'm not about to forget my family. And the old 386 is struggling on this scene. Congratulations, Alexander. I'm so proud of you. So that's Rosella, the sister. Oh, Alexander, I'm so glad. Between the return of my beloved parents and our new reign, you've made me so happy. I'm glad I could make up for some of your suffering, my beautiful wife. Congratulations, King Alexander. When we return home to Daventry, your crew will be glad to hear that their battle at sea was worthwhile in bringing forth a new monarch. We were so worried when your men arrived home without you, son. I'm so thankful you are safe and happy. And I am as grateful that my crew did not pay for my driven heart. You have only brought us all good fortune, sire. With Shamir saved and his power used for good, reuniting the islands will be far easier. He's already repaired the ferry. Your road will be easier now the islands are no longer feuding. Already the wounds are starting to heal. Yes, my love, discovering the island's stolen treasures has done more to bring peace to the land than anything else. It is now clear that Alzarad and Shamir steal each of the island's most valued treasures and then blame the thefts on others to cause the islands to hate each other. Now let us celebrate our good fortune. The evil that has plagued this land is done, and a new reign begins. Long live King Alexander and Queen Casimir. Long live King yada yada yada. Alright, so smiles all around, happy endings. Man, this ending goes on forever. Now, there is one thing left. Not really a thing for us to do, but just a fun thing. Ooh, 231 out of 231 points. We completed approximately 100% of the main path puzzles. Congratulations on your excellent performance. If you want to go beyond the ultimate score, we recommend you try the other easier entrance to the castle. You can do so easily by restoring back to a point just before the Druids' rainstorm. Don't go back to see the Druids, otherwise you get killed, and you also lose the dress. Instead, head for the castle. A new puzzle challenge awaits you. Now just listen to this next bit. Now notice how it's a nice kind of tune, and it's sort of, you know, going through this nice little like montage of pictures. In the CD version of this, there was actual lyrics to go along with this, and it was called Here in the Castle, or something like that. And it was a real like 1980s, early 90s power ballad. Now, I haven't included it in this one because A, it wasn't in the floppy disk version, which is what we're playing, and B, it'll probably get me a copyright infringement on YouTube. But if you like, go and look up in YouTube, I think it's called Here in the Castle or something like that, King's Quest VI, and have a listen to the lyrics. It is an absolute classic. A fun little fact about that song too is that in some of the, I think it was either the media or maybe a promotion Sierra put out, they encouraged people to call radio stations and ask them to add this to their playlist, because it was actually a song, it was published, I think a CD may have been available of it or something. So all of these King's Quest fans were ringing radio stations and petitioning them to, you know, put this song onto their playlist. And I think some radio stations actually threatened Ken Williams and Sierra with like a lawsuit saying, stop harassing us to play this music. And I think Sierra even offered to send them the CD and, you know, sell them rights to the music itself. The lawsuit got dismissed because Ken Williams basically said, well, you've got an audience, you know, give them what they want. They want to listen to this song. But in reality, it was obviously a minority of people that actually played King's Quest VI compared to that listened to the radio. But nonetheless, a fun story back in the day. At this point, thank you so much for sticking with it. This is a long game and I really appreciate you watching it all the way through. If you've enjoyed it, consider having a look at some of my other playthrough videos. They're usually a bit shorter than this one, but they're in the same sort of theme and the same sort of fun. Again, thank you so much. I will catch you on the next one. Catch you later. And I'm just going to let this run through because some of you might be enjoying the music. All right, and that is it. Thanks again. Catch you later.